Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant, and I am located in Michigan. If you are looking for me on the general website, but you can always type in my direct website with the waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, and it will take you exclusively to my specific site on the internet. So we are going to start today with our 4 bars that are part of the Breast Cancer Awareness Fundraising collection that launched in October. And because there are 4 bars that are all pink, I'm just going to read you the scent notes from the workstation because it still confuses me which one is which. So the first one that is on here, and I have melted all of them either in my basement or in bedrooms because they're not really the type of bar that's going to be open concept. I Pink I Can is a mix of coconut water, tropical stone fruit, and hibiscus nectar. And that one is the most like something we've had recently called Aloha Orchid. This is more fruity, like the stone fruit that's in it, but it's a good medium strong performer. It's very happy, it's very tropical, and probably the one that people will relate to the most, and I think this will probably get clubbed more than the others. Now the next one is a bar that has some very odd notes in it, and that one is called Pink Spreads Hope. It's got pink parfait rose, violet, and leafy greens, and for me, it was a split between me really enjoying it. I really got the most out of this in the basement. I used 5 cubes total and different warmers down there, and not being exactly sure how I felt about it. It's very old-fashioned, and it has a little bit of a healthcare system note at times. I'm not sure if that comes from the violet and the greens mixing, but the very soft, gentle, demure rose in this was very good. So it's the kind of bar where I might get one more or I might pass on it, but I didn't hate it. So then the 2 that are left are the Positively Pink, which is raspberry, vanilla, and sandalwood. I like that one the best on cold. And I struggled a little bit with one of the melts performance-wise in my bedroom, but then the second melt was better. So this Positively Pink with the sandalwood and the vanilla, I think it may get stronger over time, so I might get another bar or 2 and put that away. This is pleasant. And the raspberry is really nice with those other 2 notes, and we don't have a bar exactly like this, so this was good. But the one that I think was truly the winner, and I'll probably get 2 or 3 bars of this in club in November, because with this particular set, the 4 of them, they come in a box. Right now during October, you would be getting the whole set together, and there's a donation towards breast cancer research within that. But if you just want the bars for themselves, they'll be available in Scentsy Club in November. So turn up the pink. This one, I think I will want several of, and this is Sparkling Citrus, Gardenia Blossom, and Rosewood, and even my younger daughter walked into my bedroom and said, "Yeah, Mom, that's nice." So the blend between the rosewood, the gardenia, and the citrus, and I can't really identify a particular citrus note, is very pleasant, and it's a light, happy floral that I think would be good in bedrooms any time of the year. So that is that 4-bar collection. If you like floral and fruity, I think you'll love that. If you like old-fashioned, if you like sort of sweet and gentle, I think that you will like that a lot. It was a good, better than I thought collection, honestly. So now let's just get into all the normal stuff that I had been melting during the week. So there was one day where I was doing 3 different bars in separate warmers. Sweet plum pastry was going all over the house. I used the whole clam. I really was just craving this the other day. This one's in my club. This is such a great bar with the sweet, bubbly plum juices. This was available in a flash sale bundle this summer, so hopefully some of you have experienced it. It's just really, really nice, but I wanted to compare it directly with the one that's available right now, which is called Rum Pum Plum. So this is in our holiday 5-bar bundle. This, I think, is clubbable. It's not quite as strong as the sweet plum pastry, but it's very pleasant. It's got really nice, yummy, jammy plum qualities, and a more discernible buttery bakery note even than the sweet plum pastry. It's just that the sweet plum pastry is a classic and it is a little bit better on throw. But this is good, and I bet that if you used maybe 3 or 4 cubes per warmer and used some very hot warmers that you would get pretty good performance out of this. I'll be sticking this 2 or 3 cubes at a time in medium to small zones. So this was actually in my Florida room, and then I had 3 pumpkin warmers. If you guys have seen some of my Instagram posts, I had to split them up because I wanted to put this up here now. This is our current Starry Pumpkin, and I know people are loving it. I had people order that on the 1st of the month very eagerly. But the toasted marshmallow, so I had one with the toasted marshmallow, and then I think two with the rum pum plum, so that it would mix in the air, and the toasted marshmallow was so deliciously delightful. Or you know what? No, I know exactly what I did. I did rum pum plum, I did sugar cookie, which I couldn't remember where I did that, and toasted marshmallow all in those different warmers, and it was the most wonderful, just ooey gooey bakery fest. And so right now you could get sugar cookie in a brick in club, and you can get rum pum plum, so you could do those in alternate warmers throughout the house if you wanted to really amp up the bakery factor. It was amazing. Anyway, so I had plum pastry bakery heaven going for a whole day in my house all over the place, and it was great is what I'm trying to say. So then another day I had these three going in different parts of the house, and I had put an Instagram post out, and I think sometimes people think that when I pile the bars together that I'm direct mixing. And so this lady took it a step farther, and she loved the direct mix, and that's awesome, but I really just put these in different warmers all throughout the house, their own scent in each warmer. But it would be great either way, and I guess it created a fabulous mix. So Churro Churro was in our last Bring Back My Bar. This is so good, you guys. Greasy cinnamon sugar pastry. I hope to see this in a flash sale for those of you that weren't able to get it in the Bring Back My Bar, but this is really nice, and it's in my club. And then the vanilla cream is a couple Bring Back My Bars ago. Really good, strong, heavy vanilla. Comparing this to simply vanilla, I do think vanilla cream throws a little better. So they're both excellent though. Just rich, delicious, creamy goodness. And I used up a whole clam of baked apple pie. So the churro churro and the baked apple pie were this perfect, very, not too heavy, but just very rich bakery with a little bit of spice, early fall kind of a day in the house. Very good. All right, now another day. I don't know exactly when I was doing all these different things, but I was nursing a little bit of what I had left of this bar of Forever Fall. I knew I had one more in the house, but I couldn't find it. I found it later that day. So I had 3 cubes left of this. So when I had my 3 pumpkins all together, I put 1 cube in each of the Forever Fall, which is currently available, but it's out of stock. So if you want some, maybe throw it in a one-time club shipment. It'll get there when they can fulfill all the other orders from back order. Or you'll get it, if you do something that's pushed out a couple months, you'll get it later in the fall. But Forever Fall is fast becoming a favorite pumpkin scent of mine. So it's got really good, rich pumpkin, brown sugar, and a tiny bit of spice. Now, if you do not like squashy pumpkin, don't buy this bar. But I guess I do. It's not funky. Like, I did get one bar of this I didn't like, but all the other ones afterwards have been much more consistent, and I really like the brown sugar with the pumpkin. It's just delicious. So to make this stretch, because I knew that it was out of stock, that I only had one more bar hiding somewhere, and I just wanted to amp up the bakery factor, I pulled out half a bar of butter pecan, which is in my club. And this, I mixed it with one of the Forever, or 2 of the Forever Fall cubes in some warmers, and then I put butter pecan in the rest of the house, I think. It was so nice. So it just gave you that sweet brown sugar, roasted nut, and pumpkin deal. So good. And then I used in the front half of the house a whole clam of first day of fall. Now, I rarely melt this. I did order one more bar in my next club shipment because it is better than I remembered. It's more golden woods with, I think it's supposed to be pumpkin. I get sweet potato, I always will, and nutmeg, and it's just really nice, kind of sharp, but very authentic. Middle of the fall crunchy leaves sort of a day. Then another day, and I don't know what was going where or when, but at some point I pulled maple rum cake out, and I put this all over the place. This is one of my favorite bakery bars. This was last year's Harvest Trio, and again, it's safely in my club. Oh, this is so good. It doesn't smell that great on cold, but then it warms up, and it's just deep, rich, very enjoyable bakery. If we ever see this down the road offered in a Bring Back My Bar vote, we've got to get this and put it in our clubs. It's amazing. So then there was another day where I wanted to try out both of the bars that were in the Villains collection. I didn't get the Poor Unfortunate Souls because I know that's not really my kind of scent, and I've heard it's a lighter performer, but I wanted to try the Snow White bar, the Just One Bite. This was very nice. I'm not going to get more of it because it didn't blow me out of the water. It was a very good spiced apple scent with some molasses. It was definitely deeper than most of our apple smells. So I respect that this is a good bar. If my club wasn't quite as crazy as it is, I might put this in for a couple rounds, but I've got other apple scents I like just as well. So I think this is one I'm going to pass on. But if you don't have a lot of apple and you enjoy that, like you don't have a lot of it in your collection or you don't have it in your club, this is a good one. And I don't know that we will have this license next year. We carry certain things for certain periods of time, and then they either go back into the Disney vault like this one, or they go away completely. A lot of people are sad that we don't have the Nightmare Before Christmas scents this season. They had them last year. I don't know whether we will or won't have that in the future. So if you really like this, I think you should club it. So then on the same day, I did a bunch of Cedar Cider, mostly in the kitchen. And between the two, I just love Cedar Cider. I love it. It is one of the best bars for fall and one of the best bars Scentsi's made, I think, of all time. I need to do another video, I don't know when, maybe next spring, where I update my favorite bars of all time from Scentsy. And I try to do that once every year or two because they do change a little bit as they retire things and they bring out new ones. But a Cedar Cider, I think, is just a gold standard staple for forever. I always club this when the fall-winter season goes away. With the fantastic white cedar branches, the apples, the deep spices, it's its own thing. And it's sharp and tart and rich and deep all at the same time in the most perfect fall way. I love it. All right, and then at one point, I think it was maybe the Forever Fall and Butter Pecan mix had kind of died, and I needed something that would just kind of be stronger in the house, kind of strengthen what was left of the scent for the day. So I went and grabbed a clam of Autumn Stroll, which was a Bring Back My Bar feature a couple seasons ago. Oh, was this good? And I know this was available all over the place last summer in flash sale bundles. This is so good, and it's had that time to sit and deepen, so it's got dusky plum, a little bit of patchouli, crunchy leaves. It's amazing. And it just made me happy. So this is a winner that's going to be staying, I think, in my bi-monthly club for forever. It's just so good. It's kind of warm and smoldery and deep, but not too much so. It's just perfect. And then another day, I did one of my favorite mixes, and again, I have one of these in my club from Bring Back My Bar, and the other one is a currently available bar. So Painted Leaves is wonderful. Now, if you wanted something that's kind of like this now, I think our new Golden Garland, it's more mellow, but it would kind of do the same job. And then we have Around the Campfire. So these two I like to direct mix because Painted Leaves by itself, it's just too much. For most people, it's too much. A few people, they just, well, not a few people, you guys vote it back all the time. People that I know, not that many people are devoted to Painted Leaves. So it's got this really sharp eucalyptus and blue spruce and like outdoorsiness. It's like fresh, crisp, almost the kind of air that hurts your nose to breathe kind of a smell. But it's really good. And so you want it, but then it's too much in the house. So mixing it with Around the Campfire knocks it down just enough that the smoldery, smoky sweetness and the sap from this takes the edge off of Painted Leaves. And this is phenomenal. I think I can credit that mix to Laura Whitfield. I think she's the one that I first heard about that. And it's just like, within the Scentsy community, it's life-changing. It's not life-changing like it's going to help me do my dishes or pray better or be a better wife, but it definitely makes my house smell good. All right, the next thing on my pile list is today's mix, which this would be great together. I have them alternate warmers, and that is going to be Pumpkin Marshmallow, which used to be a bar I hated, and now because of the flash sale bundles, these have been good bars. It's just this sweet, gooey pumpkin with marshmallow and a hint of graham cracker, so I wanted more graham cracker. So Graham Cracker Crunch is sadly retired, and I didn't club it. This is great. So alternate warmers, and I think I threw in the rest of that clam of vanilla cream, too. I had some of that left. All over the house, it smells like a sweet potato pie with a graham cracker crust. Very, very nice. Then I was doing a couple of these, I'm not sure where. I had one clam of pumpkin cashmere, which is our current scent of the month, which is very nice, and some farm stand pumpkin going in different rooms at some point. These two are a good melt together as far as maybe adjacent rooms. The farm stand pumpkin is sweeter, and the cashmere pumpkin's a little bit sharper, but they are similar in strength and disposition kind of bars. Really nice, and those are both currently available right now. Okay, then I will move on to dedicated to the basement or bedrooms kind of melt. So I did do two Teddy Bees things in the basement, and I tried out Dark and Devious. This bar, I really wanted to love it because it has all these deep, very spicy scents, but it was sweet with the absinthe. It had that little bit of smoky hemlock and then the anise and the other deep spices. But somebody on the channel said that eventually, or maybe for them initially, it smelled like soup. I have to agree. After I had this in my warmer in the basement for 2 days, I got this odd institutionalized soup note. So I've got this half a clam and I've got one more clam. I will melt them. I don't hate it, but it isn't what I was hoping for. So this is not going to go in my club and I'm not going to be getting more. So that one was a bit of a womp for me. And then I did 2 of my Teddy Bees in the basement, pumpkin spice and cake batter. Oh my gosh, this was the best thing I've had in the basement in forever. It's supposed to have warm pumpkin spice, brown sugar, rich cake batter, and vanilla buttercream. The brown sugar, the cake batter, and the buttercream came out so much in this particular melt. That basement smelled scrumptious and cuddly, and it was delicious. And then also some Team Pumpkin. Now, I have more trouble with this one, this particular chunk that I had. Downstairs throwing as well, like the spice pumpkin cake batter thing was all over the place, almost a little bit too strong. This one was kind of hit and miss on my melt down there. So this one is supposed to have pumpkin pie, vanilla frosting, sweet sugar cookies, and sugar and spice. So I definitely got more the sugar cookie with a little bit of sugar and spice. It's a great smell. I like it. It's just, I think I've had more success with this in my bedroom than in the basement. But this pumpkin spice and cake batter, if they were to pour this again next year, I think I'd get more. It was good. So then all that's left are the bedrooms. So we had a lot of fun with different varieties here. Vanilla Barnwood. This is currently available. I don't think it's sold out yet. You guys have got to try this if you like anything that's sort of mysterious, floaty, anything sort of Pacific sandalwood. It is so sophisticated. So this has got the amber, it's got the vanilla, it has the barnwood. There is sort of a citrusy note in it, but it doesn't come out like cutie pie cupcake for me. I get really sophisticated bedroom amber and vanilla. So good. You need at least 4 cubes to get the performance that you want though. So 2 cubes and 2 cubes in a smaller space for me in 2 different warmers really, really does the trick. And then it does have longevity. Another thing that we were melting in my older daughter's room was some Frosty Air. This is our new laundry scent in the 10 new releases. This is a very pleasant one. It's got citrus, it's got lily of the valley, and it has that dryer sheet smell, but it's not too much like some of the others are for me. So I don't know that I will buy another bar of this, but I would if I run out and I'm having a laundry craving, which I never have. But if I do, I'll get another bar of that. It's good. Another thing I had in her room was pink leather. This is the August scent of the month. This is just kind of a nice, interesting, slightly different medium to small zone scent. So it's got this toasted vanilla and the pink leather note, and I live by a busy road and there's a big old truck going by. I'm sorry. It's nice. I'm waiting on the new Open Plains bars, and I have Saddle Up in my club to see if this plays well with any of those. I might get a couple more. It's one where if I don't have any more, I won't cry, but it's nice. Then I did a few cubes of honey pear cider in my bedroom, and this is just so pleasant. This might have been the same day as Farm Stand Pumpkin and Pumpkin Cashmere. This is one of those bars I really want back and bring back my bar. They sometimes do this in flash sale bundles. I did get 2 over the summer from that Harvest, 10 bar bundle where we had a lot of things that were retired that were available in those, and I wish I'd actually hauled a couple more now that I know that I don't hate pumpkin marshmallow anymore. This is really nice. Smooth, gentle, spiced pear cider. A little bit more demure than our typical cider mill, but very similar. Cider mill you can get now, so if you want something similar to this, get cider mill. But that one's good. Then we have coconut pumpkin pie. I'm always just kind of hit and miss with this bar. I have 2 half clams left. I should just do all of this in the basement today and get it over with. But this is sort of coconut, pumpkin, and to me, very light dusting of gingerbread spices. It's good, but it isn't epic. So I always warm this and say, ooh, that's nice. And then later the melt dies pretty fast. I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm sort of over it. So I'm glad I didn't club this, but it's pleasant. I did get some of these in that flash sale bundle, and I don't hate them by any means, but I wouldn't run out and get more. I did the very last cube of this clam of cranberry and cardamom in one of my daughter's rooms, and that wafted all the way down the hallway. This is current. This is new release. And this is excellent. I think you guys should try this. I was kind of about it on my very first cold sniff reviews, but as I've melted through these bars, I think this is my first bar and I'm starting on my second. This is great, and it will be fabulous in the wintertime with pine or balsam type smells in alternate warmers. I'm almost positive. It'll be really great with sleigh ride and alternate warmers because there's already cranberry and that tree scent that is in our new 5-bar bundle for holiday. So this has the cherry, the white cranberry, and the pinch of cardamom, and it is beautiful. And last but not least, bringing up the rear, 2 cubes of Ghostly Greetings. My younger daughter wanted to watch a mystery movie, and she had put it on her computer, like one of the older Nancy Drews, and she popped her head into my area and said, Mom, do we have any Ghostly Greetings? I really want to melt that while I watch my movie. So that's what she did, and this is so good, you guys. I have several clams, and it's a strong bar, so even in a big space, you'll only need a couple cubes, and you're good for a while. So this has really deep plum, I think bourbon. It has some patchouli. It's got really deep spices. Not spicy, just that hint of spice that brings depth in the fall. Very, very good. So this is Elizabeth with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. I hope that was helpful. I am really hoping that you guys have gotten all of your original orders now, and I do want to remind you, and myself included in the impatience here, that they have put out a formal statement now, Scentsy has, that if you ordered on October 1st, you can expect 15 business days before you get your shipment. So I probably will not have my holiday haul until close to the end of the month, but now that I know that, I'm going to be good. I'm going to exercise a little bit of self-control, and we will just wait for my holiday haul, which is big. I put a lot of stuff in that, as much as I could with my party. So another thing I want to remind you guys of is that I always have a party open on my website, and any of you that are purchasing, if you don't have a dedicated party that a friend of yours is doing or whatever, if you put something in my party, it helps me to have more opportunities to share things on the channel with the way that the Hostess rewards work. So I really, really appreciate it when you guys do that. I appreciate every single order and every single customer, all the interactions on Facebook, and I'm sorry, not Facebook. You can talk to me on Facebook too, but that one's private, or personal, not really private. But I have my Instagram, that's what I meant to say, where I do a lot of interacting with you guys. And even when you're not my customer, feel free to ask me whatever questions you need answered. I will do the best that I can to help you. So this is Elizabeth with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.